Welcome to the full guide to call approach. Firstly, respect to bro, you're clicking a pretty long unedited guide instead of some short videos. Seems like you have a great attention span, which I'm sure you do. So it won't be no problem for you to be here with me till the end. I promise by the end of this video, you're gonna get all the knowledge you need to approach any girl you want with the best probability that she'll be interested in you. We're gonna elevate chances of that to the absolute maximum. Now, let me tell you a story. It's March 5th. I'm working out with my bro at the gym, and I see a really pretty girl of my age, which was kinda rare. We make eye contact and I think, alright, I would love to approach her and get her contact. But then, I came up with an excuse. I decided if for the next 7 days I get my habit tracker fully completed, I'll approach her, thinking that hard work will change my vibe and energy and she will sense it somehow. Basically, I wanted to elevate chances of my success. So, that week has passed, and we're at the gym. I've been working hard that week, checked off everything on my habit tracker, but when it came to action, to actually approach her, standing there with her friends, I was afraid. I was afraid as shit. I was overthinking it for an hour, or maybe even more, till she left the gym. I was quite upset, but then a new girl of my age shows up. I'm near the entrance, so she sees me and I see her the second she comes in. We make eye contact and she's pretty too, but not as pretty as the first one. And then 20 minutes has passed and we've been making eye contact 5 more times or something. And I think, alright, if I didn't approach that girl, I had to approach another one. But I'm all set to do that. I'm in the fucking mood. And so I did. But again, I was afraid. Luckily, I'm fortunate to have my bros with me at the gym. It would have been 10 times harder to call approach without them. So, in addition to the advice I'm going to give you, it's good to have your real friends around you when you call approach. Just them standing there watching how you approach a girl is super helpful. Like, you know someone's rooting for you, someone's kind of looking out for you. Their help is immeasurable. So, approaching a girl all by yourself is freaking hard. Don't make it harder, alright? So I approach that girl, and I start with not exactly a typical opener. I ask why she's wearing another country's flag on her pants. So then her age, name, I misheard it, boom, handshake, and I end up getting her contact. Her name is, by the way, Daryana. Now, it's April 12th, 2024. It's been more than a month and I haven't seen the girl I initially wanted to approach. So, I'm at the gym and she's there too, luckily. This time, I don't hesitate as much. I walk around for 2 to 3 minutes before I approach her. So it's huge progress, by the way. Last time, I was overthinking for an hour and for 20 minutes before approaching Daryana. Anyway, unfortunately, we didn't make proper eye contact before approaching. So I walk up to her, say hi, she's hi, and immediately ask her name. Because I didn't think of some opener beforehand. And again, I fucking misheard. Bro, damn gym, it's loud as shit. Fucking blades flying around, people there trying to deadlift 1,000,000 pounds, it's loud. Anyways. She didn't ask my name back, probably because I misheard hers, and that killed the potential vibe. So you want to hear her name clearly from the first attempt. Pay full attention to it, alright? Anyway, I say nice to meet you, we shake hands, and with Daryana. Mishearing her name wasn't fatal because I didn't start with it. I already talked to her a bit, like I made her smile, see me laugh, and I wasn't a total stranger to her, alright? So starting with her name is not the best option. Probably anything else can be better. So, make her smile, maybe even laugh, trigger some of her emotions, women are emotional beings, and then ask her name. This way you won't be a total stranger to her, and she'll ask her name back. Anyways, her name is Valentine, and I'm getting her contact. Here's the important part. You do not ask for contact. You don't say, can I get your Insta or number? You tell her. But you don't come mad, you're not there yet. Alright, if you have enough balls, you can say, give me your number, bitch, but it won't work, will it? So instead, I'm gonna tell you exactly what we do. I invented this technique. We're gonna use a simple African behavior. You just need to get as many yes from her as possible. The more she gives you positive responses, the more likely she will be positive in her next response. So how do you use it in my technique? Firstly, you ask, do you have Instagram? To this question, her reply is guaranteed yes. Then, you take out your phone out of your pocket and say, you can find yourself on Instagram. To this question, her reply is guaranteed yes, who can't? Next, you just hand your phone to her and she will give you her Insta. Now, if you take your Telegram, it's a little bit more complicated, but it's better because you might not have the best IG profile, but Telegram is purely Messenger, so all you need is a good profile picture there. So in this scenario, you do the same thing. Can you find yourself on Telegram? Just yes, even though when it comes to actually typing her ID, most likely she doesn't remember it, which is fine. She did it years ago. In this case, you either say, okay, no worries, open Telegram and phone then. Or if you're at the gym, ask, is your phone near us? So, in the gym, as you walk towards her phone, she's gonna open her Telegram file. You click on the QR code button at the top of the screen, and then you scan it. That's exactly what happened to me in Valentine. Usually it's gonna look something like this. Do you have Telegram? She says yes. Okay, can you find us on Telegram? She says yes. And then, oh, I don't really know what else to type in here. And then you say, okay, no worries, open Telegram and phone then. You tell her what to do. No Mr. Nice Guy here. No more, could you please open Telegram? No, fuck that. She wants to be told what to do. And I'm not saying this because of red pill shit. I'm saying this because that's actually what works. I can tell. So teach those could you, would you, can you type of questions. Remember, women mirror your feelings about you. If you're hesitant with those weak questions, she's hesitant too about whatever you ask her. If you're certain, she's certain. You're little, she wants to follow your lead. Keep that in mind. Now, it must be said that I wouldn't necessarily recommend you to get her number because IG, Telegram, or any other popular social media in your country is far less personal than phone number. Hence, chances of getting it is far bigger. But if you specifically want to get her number, I don't know why, but you can always get her number later on. For example, initially you take her Telegram, which is far easier, and then you text her at some point, Telegram sucks, iMessage question mark. She replies, yeah, sure. Then what's her number? And that's it. Anyways, if you're a freak, then in order to get her number, you have to have a reason for that. That's the whole problem. Whereas with IG or Telegram, you don't have to do shit. You don't have shit. You can get her right away. But with phone number, you gotta set up a date or something. So what's your number, or let me get your number, it will sound natural. Or you're gonna have to have a playful conversation with the girl to connect with her, so she can stop smiling, you made her laugh, and that's when you can say, I gotta go, it's fun to talk to you, I'd love to do it again, you're a nice person, like, let me get your number. Or something close to that. You just need to have a reason and express it in a positive way, so the response is more likely to be positive too. But again, I don't really understand why would you want to take her number? Like, you're young as shit. You're basically a teenager and she is too. It's so unnatural and weird to take her number instead of some Telegram or Instagram or God bless you, Snapchat. Seriously, take her Telegram and later on you can always get her number. Before teaching you how to approach a girl, there's something you must know. Firstly, you gotta stop watching porn in any shape or form. Even if it's softcore porn. I have a full guide to quitting that addiction on my channel, so you can watch stuff for this one. Now, why is that so important? Like, at some level, you understand that porn is bad for you, right? But are you aware of that on a deep level? Most likely you're not. So I won't take the time to explain it right now, but I'll do that a little bit later. Secondly, a lot of the initial perception of what you think about somebody is very oftentimes invalid. So if you see a girl walking kind of fast, she seems to be in a rush. That means she is. If you see a girl sitting in the coffee shop with her headphones on, with a laptop minding her own business, it seems like she doesn't want to be disturbed, right? Again, doesn't mean she won't be happy approached by you, bro. Bro, especially if you're young, and she's young. I'm talking about 16, 17 years old. She hasn't been called approached by a guy many times before. Maybe even never. So treat yourself approaching her like something that's gonna make her day. She's lucky you approach her, bro. Like, you're almost doing her a favor. A guy comes up to her and talks to her. Do you think that happens frequently to a 16-year-old? Of course not. All other 16-year-old boys are too much of a pussy to do that. So don't think she's busy and she doesn't want to be disturbed. Again, remember, women mirror your feelings about you. If you're hesitant, thinking she may not like being disturbed, if you're not sure if it's the right thing, and you eventually come up to her, that's when all those doubts come true. Women display your inner world. On the other hand, if you come up to her with clarity, being absolutely sure you should approach her, it's the right thing to do, that's gonna make her day, that's when she's happy you approached her. Alright? And if not, it's okay, you didn't lose nothing. Also, the initial perception of her looks is oftentimes invalid. So, when you see a 9 from afar, and you walk up to her, and she stands literally in front of you, she happens to be an 8, maybe a 7. So, just keep in mind that a girl you see from afar probably isn't that hot. So don't freak out when you see her 10 out of 10, 30 feet away. She might be an 8. Therefore, don't be afraid, don't be scared to approach her. She probably isn't that beautiful. Now, the thing is, when you do approach a girl, don't try to impress her. Even though it's a natural thing, right? Like, she is beautiful, hence, she's got a lot of options, hence, you have to stand out from the crowd somehow. Which means, you should impress her, right? Well, everyone else thinks this way. Everyone else treats her like she's special, not knowing a single thing about her, just basically based on her appearance. And do those guys succeed in attracting her? Well, the answer is obvious. So don't try to impress her. Don't try to make jokes out of everything, unless you're genuinely that kind of person. And don't think before approaching, how do I do that so she'll remember it? You don't care, alright? You don't give a shit. What do you think whom girls are gonna like more? A guy who comes across with the vibe that he's trying hard to impress her, or a guy who comes across with the vibe that he doesn't give a single fuck about what she might think of you. Hence, you're being yourself. Of course she's gonna like you. You talk to her like a normal person, you treat her like a normal person. It doesn't happen often to a beautiful girl, alright? Also, set your mindset right. You're gonna go talk to her just because it's who you are. It's your nature, it's your identity. You don't plan on having a relationship with her. You do not expect anything to come out of that interaction. But you do let the possibility of it be if you like her. That's the right mindset. Don't think, will she like me? No. Think, will I like her? You're evaluating her. You're assessing her. You're not sold on her immediately. There's that vibe, there's that aura around you that you are evaluating her. And physical attractiveness is not enough for you to like her. And again, it's immensely important. Say it with me one more time. You do not expect anything to come out of the interaction, but you do let the possibility of it be if you like her. Just this mindset shift makes a huge difference to her level of attraction for you. I wish I know that before. Now, let me tell you step by step what you do approaching a girl. Firstly, it depends on your intentions. It's important to define what you want from that approach. Do you want to get her contact or go on a date immediately or later on? So, like, for example, if you're coming from school and she probably is too, you two don't want to go on a date right away. In this case, just get her number. If you're at the gym and you're free after that, and she's too, then you can go on a date after the gym session. If you're free out there, you can go on a date instantly. So it depends on your circumstances and intentions. Even though the system is the same for all cases, but you're gonna have to tweak it accordingly. I'm gonna tell you where. And yeah, also, if you feel tense, you can just stretch. You can do basic stretching, and that's gonna help you. You're gonna feel more relaxed than the second before, and that's gonna help. Step 0 is the foundation of your approach. Step 0. When you see a beautiful girl, make eye contact and maintain it. It's fundamentally important. You have to keep staring at your eyes. You must not look away. I can guarantee 80% of your success in approaching is going to be made from the first eye contact. Even though 99.9% of the time she's going to look away and then look back. Your job, your duty is to keep staring at her eyes. Just maintain eye contact, alright? It's going to be like this. You see a girl 20-ish feet away. You make eye contact. Like, you look at the area of her eyes. Like, she's not looking at you right now, but she will sense that someone is looking at her. So she naturally will seek for that person, and she finds you, looks away, looks back immediately. Your job, your duty is to fucking keep staring at her eyes, alright? Maintain eye contact. Now, step 1. When she looks back, as she looks back, you command your legs to move towards her, alright? Maintaining eye contact. By walking towards her while maintaining eye contact, you're gonna make her stand there waiting for you. Like, waiting what's gonna be next. If she's walking, most likely she will stop waiting for you. You're gonna trigger her curiosity, like, what's gonna be next? It's good to trigger her curiosity. Now, what to do if a girl is walking in the same direction as you, and you're behind her so you can see her eyes, but you still want to approach her? In this case, you just catch up with her, and then get a little bit ahead of her. And it's important to be at a safe distance, by the way. Like, don't be too close or too far away. Anyways, you're a normal human being. You'll feel the distance, like, you'll be just fine. Anyways. And it's obvious, but I should say that. Don't get in front of her. Like, don't be like, stop! Don't do that. Once an obstacle arose in her way, she will shift away. Because it's normal human behavior. Like, it's natural. So, if you want to get her to stop, you just start slowing your walk, and she will start slowing her walk too. It's, again, normal human behavior. And once you feel that she's engaged, just completely stop, and she'll stop too. Hopefully. Yeah, I heard something from Denmo that's gonna help you, I guess. Imagine your classmate shed his pants yesterday. You're gonna naturally talk to him like, hey Jimmy, how's it going? Are you alright? You're gonna naturally talk to him with this smirk/smile on your face. And you should talk to girls like this. Step 2. Just say, hi, how's it going? And that's it. And it's really important that you say it, keeping that little smirk on your face. This tone of voice will make her think, like, what the fuck? This just knows me? Again, curiosity. Trigger that. It's good to trigger her curiosity. The more curious she is, the better. And 99.9% of the time, she will smile back at you. And another thing is, if you remember it, but if not, anyways, you need to nod your head up a little bit when you say, hey, how's it going? Like, not this, hey, how's it going? Like this. It'll create instant attraction. But you're gonna naturally do it, I think. Anyways, don't try to keep these little details in mind, like to lower your pitch at the end of each sentence, or to swagger, or, I don't know, any other little detail. You will forget them anyway, because I can guarantee, when you're actually in front of a girl, you will forget them instantly. And it's even better, I think, because this way you'll be yourself 100%. And it doesn't mean you won't swagger, or you won't lower your pitch at the end of each sentence. No, you will do that, but not because you remember to do that, but because it's who you are. And being yourself on girls is super duper important. So, especially when you're making the first impression, alright? So, step 3. Relax. Pause for a second after you greet each other. Don't rush with your words. Chill the fuck out. Relax. Captivate all her attention. She should focus only on you and you on her. Step 4. Say something. Literally anything can work. Openers do not matter. Say any bullshit that comes to your mind. Seriously, it absolutely doesn't matter what you say to a girl first time she sees you. She's anyway gonna forget it. So set your mindset that she will forget what you said to her first time you two see each other. So do not overthink openers. However, don't use the "I know this is random" line. It is not random, alright? You deliberately walk up to her. Talking to girls is your nature. It's not random. And just in general, that line is shit. Imagine you're T-level 10x. Would you still use this shitty line? I think not. And probably she's heard it somewhere else already. So yeah, don't use that shit. Now the simplest you can do is just comment something about her appearance. Now let's be honest. You approached her because you like the way she looks. You know it, she knows it. So why not say something about her? There's gotta be something about her looks that you can say something about. Like, for example, you really like her glasses, and they actually suit her. Ask if she's wearing them because of bad sight. She might say no, have good sight. That's when you can say, I really like them. Like, you're probably the only girl whom glasses really suit, or something like that. Then she says thank you, and if your opener is something that she heard a million times before, like that one, there's a good recovery. You just go, I know you hear it all the time, I just had to make sure you heard it from me. What's your name? You see that? Take a pause and then what's your name? Also, you can say, I like your shoes, where'd you get them? And again, you heard it a million times before, but if your opener is related to her, it must be genuine, alright? And by the way, it doesn't mean that it's bad to start with her name. No, just be prepared that she probably won't ask your name back. If there's nothing in her appearance you can pick up on, and just genuinely like the way she looks, start with her name. It's fine. Or even better, you can start with her age. Why is it better? Because it allows you to have a room for a potential playful conversation. Like, she might say, what do you think, I'm clearly older than you, or guess, or just simple guess, and then stare at you with a smile. Or if she doesn't do those things, she just says them, 17, or her age basically. She will probably ask your age back, because she doesn't have to be super interested in you to ask your age back, but she has to be somewhat interested in you to ask your name back. It's some sort of a sign of interest. If she asks your name back, at some level, she's attracted to you, alright? And it's just a normal human behavior to ask your age back. As I'm sure you know at this point, you don't say your age to her. You ask what she thinks how old you are. And then despite what she said, you could say, does these shoes make me look younger, or does that watch make me look older, or something like that? And then you can take it from there. Or say something else. Just improv, bro. You can do that. Most people are gonna recommend you to say lines like, oh, I actually gotta go in a few minutes, but it'd be cool to get you know a little bit, like, what's your name? Or, I actually have to go in a couple of minutes, but I really wanted to meet you, like, are you friendly? Yeah, by saying that, you're gonna make it clear that this interaction isn't gonna be long, which sort of comforts her a little, like, she won't have to think how to get rid of that stranger if he's weird or something. But these lines are way too long. I don't know about you, but if I was a girl and somebody approached me with those long ass lines, I would think, alright, this dude is interested in me. And is that attractive when all he knows about me is just my looks? Of course not attractive. On the other hand, if a guy comes up to a girl, says 5 words, gets her contact, and then walks off, she's there left to think like, what the fuck was that? Who does that? Who's that guy? Alright? He's not completely sold on me just based on my appearance? Of course he's not. He's seeking more in a woman, and it's attractive. However, I'm not saying make your interactions short. Fuck no. And I'm not saying that lines like, I saw you walking and you caught my eye, I just really wanted to come over and say hi. I'm not saying these lines are bad. I'm saying they are not concise. And that's what I don't like about them. They get a bunch of words that you can just leave out. Say what's necessary. Make your words valuable, or just saying less shit. That's what I adhere to, and therefore I would recommend you to do the same thing. But again, it's just my view on that. You can disagree, and you do you, alright? Another thing you need to know is whatever you put out there, you're gonna get a fraction of a response back. What this means is she'll briefly answer your where'd you get them question, or any other. Because she's got her own life, she's got her own thoughts in her mind, she thinks about something constantly, and it doesn't mean she's not open for a good conversation if she feels comfortable and good energy. But she's not waiting for a total stranger to approach her so she can ramble on about her shoes or how her day is going, alright? Although it may happen if a girl is extremely attracted to you, but 98% of the time, when you just approach the girl, she'll give you a fraction of a response back. Be prepared for that. Set your mindset that you're gonna say this thing, get a few words of response, and then instantaneously back on you to keep the conversation going, alright? And the easiest way to do that, after the opener, is just ask your name, if you haven't yet. But before doing so, you should say, I don't think we spoke before. That's gonna imply at some level that you're a social guy. So it could be like this. I'll get shoes, where'd you get them? Oh, I actually brought them from Italy. Italy, cool. I don't think we spoke before. Is your name Italian then? Step 5, handshake. So she says her name, like Jennifer, and say, nice to meet you, Jennifer. You see, repeat her name. Remember that a person's name is the sweetest and most important sound in any language. So you repeat her name, and as you say it, you go for handshake. And now, I'm gonna teach you how to shake girls' hand. I was astounded when I saw dudes on YouTube shaking girls' hand while approaching them. They were doing it the wrong way. Like, what the heck is that? Bro, I don't know. Did you sign a deal right there? What is that? It's weird. Why are you shaking girls' hand like man's? It doesn't work like that. And now, be honest. Did you or would you do it this way? If so, you're liking with you, bro. So during the handshake, use only your fingers. So this area, and maybe a little bit here. So your hand takes this shape, and she puts her hand here on yours. And you go, nice to meet you, Jennifer. Shake, shake, boom. Don't be like, now. 1, 2, that's it. Or if you're extremely confident, you just keep holding her hand for several seconds. They can work too. So you don't go at this angle, it's like you're signing a deal right there. Or this, it's like you're inviting her on a dance in a Disney movie. Something in between. It feels natural, alright? So now you know how to shake girl's hand. Now tweak the system according to what you want. You can just get her contact right away. I taught you how to do that. You can arrange a date right there. The way to do that is just carry on with the conversation. If you're at the gym, it's so easy. Just ask her, what are you training today? Legs and back. Oh, why is that? I skipped the back day last time. What happened? Oh, I'm hitting chest today. I'm gonna go for PR. How long have you been going to the gym? Oh, 2 years. Yeah, I can tell your hard work was totally worth it. You know, some basic small talk about something that is related to both of you. And then you drop this line. What are you doing after this? Or what are you today? What's your schedule look like for today? And then she might say, not much. That's when you say, do you want to get some coffee once we finish? Or ice cream, or whatever. Or if there's a park nearby, you can say, I'm gonna go for a walk, like, do you want to join me? That's how you invite her on a date. And try it. If she says no, you haven't lost nothing. But if she says yes, just get a date book right there, bro. Personally, I would absolutely recommend you to ask girls out on the spot. Skip that texting part. Alright, it's summer, hang out with your friends. And while doing so, approach and ask girls out right there. Alright, there won't be no school to use an excuse. Most of the girls aren't gonna be by themselves. Neither are you. They all are gonna hang out with their friends, and you basically will approach the whole company of girls. Don't freak out. Just pick one of them and channel all your attentions to her. You talk only to her. You look only into the eyes of the chosen girl. And yeah, obviously you don't ignore other girls if they ask you questions, but otherwise, you pay zero attention to them. Making that girl feel special in this scenario is important. However, asking out that girl is not as easy as if she was by herself. Clearly, she won't leave her girlfriends right away to go on a date with someone she barely knows. So here you ask her for tomorrow, like, what do you do tomorrow? I think we should get some ice cream, it's burning hot, something like that. And in this scenario, it's natural, it's okay to say, let me get your phone number. I'll text you time. Here it's alright. Here it's fine. But again, it would be better if you say like, let me get your telegram, I'll text you time. That's less weird. Like, you're teenagers, what the fuck are we talking about? Phone numbers. Anyways. And another thing is, if you choose to go on with the conversation, it's okay to jump on another topic if the previous one is drained. Alright? There does have to be a perfect transition from that topic to this one and then to this one. People don't give a fuck, alright? And be comfortable with silence. Okay, you don't have to talk throughout the whole interaction. It's okay to have a few seconds of silence here and there. You don't have to say some dumb shit just to feel the silence. But it's okay, as long as you're okay with this, alright? Chill the fuck out, relax, and don't be nervous in those little pauses. And by the way, it shows a girl that you don't give a shit what she might think of you. And not giving a fuck here is attractive. Because what would most guys do? They would say some dumb shit just to get rid of the silence. Why? Because they're insecure. They're not comfortable themselves. And when does it surface? Exactly. In the silence. When nothing stimulates them, when they're alone in their mind with their own thoughts. And they strive to distract themselves from themselves by saying some stupid stuff. And you're not most guys. You're not one of them. You genuinely don't care. You're relaxed at all times because you're comfortable with yourself. Alright, so let those a few seconds of silence be in their interaction. If they come along, obviously. If the conversation flows smoothly, don't make them on purpose. And don't take it to an absolute edge. Don't stand there for 5+ seconds not saying shit. That would be weird. Unless you have a reason for that, like you can have a bottle of water on you and sip on it. That's natural, that's fine. Whatever you do, you gotta end it somehow. Unless you go into that right away, then you don't have to say goodbye, obviously. But if you don't, you're aiming here to progress. You don't just say bye, nice meeting you. You say, alright, I'll text you, or I'll see you soon. Or if you get a date, just later on, you can say, I'll see you there. You just say what you will do in the future to her. And you make your intentions clear to her, basically. In addition, I'm gonna tell you that if you approach a girl using your first language, and you don't have a date booked on the spot, and there's a word or a phrase that means we both will text each other, but not just like you and I'll text you, but it's more like we'll text each other kind of thing, and it feels natural and sounds easy, then use it. For example, in Russian, there's that word "spishimся." It basically means we'll get in touch over text later, but just one word. Hence, it sounds natural. Therefore, I'm not sure if we'll get in touch over text later, it's gonna sound casual and easy, but I guess you could say talk to you later. Anyways, you do you, just say, in conclusion, say any phrases that are related to the future. Now, I'm glad you've gotten this far, bro. I have more to tell you. Firstly, don't demoralize yourself if your first interaction didn't go well. It could be her. Remember, it's two people's thing. Both of you have participated in the interaction. Both of you are responsible how well it's gonna go, and she's responsible too. I would say the responsibility might be split 60-40. It still depends more on you, but not significantly more. If you woke up to a high energy girl with the right attitude and confidence and a good mood, of course the interaction is gonna be great. But if you woke up to low energy girl with the same things and the same conditions, no wonder the interaction might not go well. Or you woke up to a high energy girl, but her hamster or uncle might have just passed away. Who knows? Right? You don't know that. Nobody knows. There is something you can't control, it's external factors. So don't catch a bad vibe if your first approach wasn't great. It could be her. Approach more girls, and then you can say if it was her or you. Like, it's basic math. The more you approach, the more objectively you can judge whether it was you or not. Alright? On the other hand, if your first approach was great, that's when you should praise yourself and gain even more confidence, so your second and third and fourth and so on approaches will be easier. Now, let's talk about why quitting porn is so tremendously important. What is the purpose of life on a biological level? Right, reproduction. Therefore, we have a particular mechanism in our body that is responsible for it, right? And so in your brain, there is this relationship-striving mechanism that has a huge amount of energy, since that's the main priority of your body, right? And I'm sure you know the law of conservation of energy, which states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only be transformed or transferred, which means it can't disappear. It has to go somewhere. So the relationship-striving mechanism is constantly seeking where to transfer this energy to. And there's two ways, unnatural and natural. I'm sure you already guessed what a natural way is. That's this nasty thing. And what happens when you watch porn? Every time you watch porn in your life, you temporarily sedated this relationship-striving mechanism. But it's extremely ephemeral, isn't it? It lasts for like a day or two. So it's a day or two, right? And again, after that period, this mechanism gained more energy that has to go somewhere. And where do you think this mechanism is going to look for satisfaction? Obviously here. And this creates this loop that you have to break. I hope you already have. But if you didn't quit it, your brain would be like, what the fuck? Your mechanism is already fed all its energy into porn. So now you got none to talk to her. However, what happens when you eliminate porn is that relationship-striving mechanism starts looking for more natural places where to transfer this energy to. And this place, you already know, is these beautiful things. And talking to girls becomes easier and more natural. You quite literally have more energy for this. Like, you're not overly sexualizing them. You see not a body but more a person now. Like, just in general, any interaction with the opposite sex becomes more easier. That's pretty much it. So now you got everything you needed to know about approaching, and it's time to learn. And learning is practice. So go out there, do things, and approach girls along the way. And then, my advice here, when you did your approach, think and analyze what you've done right, but most importantly, what you've done wrong. And then think what you could have done better. And when you come up with a solution, next approaches will be easier, because now you have what you should have done just in theory. Just in theory, it doesn't do shit. So your next approach will be done just for the sake of proving yourself right. You go talk to her purely for narcissistic reasons. You want to feel good. You want to prove yourself right to yourself. You're not there trying to get to know her. And when you put all emphasis on you, it's far easier to cold approach. Now, when you see a beautiful girl your age, you don't think, oh, I really don't want to get to know her. You think, alright, that's my chance. That's my chance to prove myself right. I get to defend my title of a great problem solver. My theory is fucking true. And all of a sudden, it's easy to approach when you don't think about her. You don't think about what she might think of you. You don't give a shit, remember? And this way, it's far easier to not give a fuck. Now, I highly recommend you to approach every attractive girl you ever see, no matter what, if she's around your age. That's my rule. To define attractive, just ask yourself this question. Would you have sex with her? Not a relationship, sex with her. If the answer is yes, go talk to her, no matter what. Because if you approached every attractive girl you ever saw, you wouldn't have any hesitation to do that. It would take you a fraction of a second to make up your mind to go talk to her. And this skill is priceless. We need to master the skill as fast as possible. That's why you should approach every beautiful girl your age you see. And I even wrote that on my desktop. If you can see it, it reads like this. I promise to myself that when I see a beautiful girl my age, I will approach her and get her contact no matter what. I would recommend you to make the same promise to yourself after a few approaches. Alright? And thank you for being here. I'll see you soon.